Hello and welcome to this edition of the Evening Review. My name is Taiwan Jabala, your host for tonight. Let's quickly have a look at today's front page of Namibian Sun. In this segment tonight, we are joined by Werner Januarie, who is the president of the Namibia Transport and Taxi Union, to talk to us particularly about an incident that happened in August last year, where he says he was assaulted by armed forces and is now suing them for 74 million. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, my understanding is that you were not having your mask on. Now you have one on. Is that a lesson that you've learned from the incident?
No. There's actually no lesson to learn here. There's absolutely no lesson to learn.
What happened?
The regulations are very clear.
Yeah.
Promulgation 46, regulation number 5 clearly states that when a citizen or any individual is found at a public place, the first thing that should happen, the officer should instruct you to wear the mask.
Yes.
That is one. 2, upon failure to comply with the instruction is when it becomes an offense. Not before that one. The fact that you do not have your mask on does not automatically translate into a crime. That is what these buffoons made it to be, as if I committed a crime. I have committed no crime. They did ask me where's my mask. As I was explaining, the mask is in the pocket. As I'm throwing it out of my pocket, the assault already started. And the reason for that one, it's something I'm going to reiterate here. Apparently, because I'm a big critic of government and especially the president. Maybe also because I said the president is a small boy. Now, if I say the president is a small boy, I even went ahead to elaborate and say because he's mediocre. He is small-minded, to me, in my eyes. And if the president felt offended, the best thing he could have done is to take me to court and not to send these hooligans to come and attack me personally on my private body. No, not at all.
So you are linking it. I mean, what do you think then? Are you because you are bringing the president's name now? Of course, he's the chief of the defense of the armed forces, especially the military. You see that link there, or you just it's just conspiracy that you think?
No, look here. This thing is something that will be proven in court. I have no problem to prove it, because it is your newspaper, Namibian Sun, which made an article last year. Look what happened to Maren. Maren on Thursday, he was on Eagle FM. The Monday preceding that Friday, there was already a statement dismissing Maren de Klerk's affidavit as baseless and has no whatever linked. But when my story was also in the newspaper, the president never denied it. So what does it say to me as a person? Because that's why I wanted to give the president an opportunity to deny the fact. Unless maybe he was not reached out for comment, but even if it was not reached out for comment, there are State House staff that read these things. They could have alerted him and say, Mr. President, look what Januarie is saying about you. Is it true? Can we? But it was silent, and that silence speaks volumes. Yes.
How? So what happened on that day? About, I mean, to you, did you get injured?
Yeah, there is a medical report that proves that I was assaulted by the Namibian police, including the Namibian Defense Force.
Yeah.
And apart from physical injuries, of course, emotionally, psychologically, I was damaged, man. They wanted to really damage me, man. They really wanted to silence me, but now they have totally made a mistake.
Yes.
They have made a mistake of their whole life. I'm going to show them through this case. You know, these people have been afraid of me for all this while.
Yeah.
I'm going to give them a good reason why they were really afraid of me.
Yeah.
I'm going to give them that reason, to say that they should not have tried any nonsense with Werner Januarie. He's not somebody just to play with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I do not support any kind of action of that nature. But Werner, you're not an easy guy yourself. You are a very combative and confrontational guy. Could that have led to that scuffle?
Not at all. Not in this case. Not in this particular case. I have more than 10 witnesses. What happened there where the incident occurred? I was not even supposed to be there. I was at home, and one of my in-laws, I have 2 children in their sister. He lost a driving license of his at my place, and he was supposed to drive out tomorrow. He's a truck driver. So now I could not keep the gentleman's license at my place while the guy is going out, and I'm a guy who normally goes early. Yeah. Then I thought to go and give this license to a mutual friend of ours that always meet with him, or that could meet him the following morning early, so that he can give the license to this in-law of mine. In the process of giving this driver's license, it is when these police officers came in the army, and yes, they identified me. Oh, that is Mr. Januarie, man. Yeah, okay. They came to me. Hey, Mr. Januarie, where's your mask? I said, no. The mask is in the pocket. Say, yeah, anyway, this is the guy that normally used to insult. I don't know which kind of insult have I ever insulted. By calling somebody a small boy, if that is an insult, the president has already the right. Maybe they are talking about another statement. I want to correct that statement very well. Yeah. There was a statement I made when I said that, you know, State House. Yeah. State House is neither Hage's mother's or father's house. Yeah. And when we go to court, that is not an insult. It's a statement of fact. Otherwise, somebody must show us where Hage's mother or father's name is written on those particulars of State House. It's a statement of fact. It's not his mother and father's house. He can't be inviting everybody from the world, the Mexican and all the corrupt people at State House, but as a full citizens of this country. We can't even, we made how many appointments? We can't meet this guy. Who is he? Does he think he is? Yeah.
He's the president.
Yeah, I'm also a president. Yeah. I'm NTTU president, of course, also.
With a small p.
Yeah, all of us
Okay.
included.
Yeah, no, okay. So, moving on to other subjects. So, you are also, okay, you are saying you are president of NTTU, which is true. But you are also sometimes in the political space. Who is Werner really? Is it a unionist or a politician?
Werner Januarie is, of course, a political animal. Yeah. I will never be divorced from politics. Because politics, when you talk politics, is bread and butter issues. Bread and butter, sorry for the English, but yeah, yeah, of course, that one. Yes. Yeah. So you can never divorce Januarie from politics. Yes. Of course, I have made a promise to say I'll always make a comeback. Yeah. First, I just wanted to give full attention to the union and the industry as a whole, because there are so many things that are not right or correct in the industry here. And I first want to tackle those issues before I come back. That's why in one of the statements, I was even telling my small boy that he's just warming my seat. That is my seat. I'll be future president of this country.
You'll be future president.
That one is a guarantee. If not me, at least one of my sons will become president here. Yeah, that is a guarantee, of course, yeah. Yeah, he's just warming the seat for now.
So what fuels, what sort of, where do you get that ambition from? What is it that makes you want to become president? Is it the prestige that comes with it, or there are specific things that you want to achieve as president?
No. Let us put it in a correct context. Yeah. Not that I want to become president. I don't want to become president, but I am destined to become president of this country one day. Yeah. And it is something that I have seen, and it's a long time coming. It's not even an ambition, it's not a desire, but it's something which is really oncoming. And it's something that is bound to happen one day or the other. Not one way or the other, but one day or the other. So because if you say one way or the other, it amounts to many other things.
Yeah, sure.
But of course, there are many things in this country that are really wrong. You know, I'm a social justice activist. And one of the things that really hamper the progress for social justice in this country is the amount of corruption that is really happening in this country. If one can really cut on that fate of corruption in this country, there are many things that can happen here. Because look here, when we go to the Namibian constitution, roof, shelter is a most basic need and most basic right. But the way the people are living is totally pathetic. But people are willing to set up money for 7 billion state house where only 20 people sleep there. But there are thousands and thousands of people that are living in shacks. I don't know how really are we being realistic or whatnot.
Indeed. What is your assessment of how government has handled the COVID situation, especially the way it pertained to your members, which are taxi drivers and bus drivers, the regulations and everything?
No, all I can say that there's nothing really to say here, apart from saying that the whole situation has been mismanaged. Because of course, when we go to the Namibian constitution, even with the state of emergency, fundamental rights are not suspended. There's only a few regulations to regulate our day-to-day conduct, but our rights, as far as governance goes, is not totally dismissed, nor is it suspended. Number one, we have not even been consulted. Until today, they don't even know what really the industry needs or what the industry wants. So there's really nothing much to say, apart from saying it has totally been mismanaged. Apart from talking to one or two of their hooligan friends of other associations, whatnot. But there's nothing official that has been done here. We only hear in the newspapers, no, the ministry have decided this, and the industry must start complying. We don't even know where they get those ideas from.
The fact that there was an increment in taxi fares to sustain the industry that time doesn't ring bells of appreciation to you?
No, that has done totally nothing. Because all that we have done, we have actually lost an entire, on every trip, on a normal distance, we are losing an $8, an entire $8. Because if you have 3 people, they are paying each one $12, and then that only amounts to a $6, and then we are always losing the other $8. We are losing. We are always at the losing end. We have really totally gained nothing. That's why I'm saying we have not been consulted. The industry, the government does not even know. Is it still a government? I don't know. But they don't know what it is really that pains us in the industry here. They are just taking their decisions there the way that they want or the way that they feel. And for us, we should just comply, which I don't really agree with.
Your members, the taxi drivers and your drivers of public transport typically are not the richest people in the country. If anything, they are one of the lowest paid persons in the country. When they hear things like fish rot, where few individuals are alleged to have stolen so much from the country, what are some of the sentiments that you pick up from your members in general? I see taxis having opposition stickers now lately on their windows and whatnot. Could some of these things be a result of what is happening?
Yes, of course. Even if some of us were not really in the forefront, but I can guarantee you the majority of taxi operators and drivers in the last elections, they were totally supporting the opposition. Because this not only pains our industry or the drivers, the entire country is a whole. People lost their jobs, people lost lives, families got scattered because the husband can't maintain the family. Now the wife and children have to go that side, or the wife go with 3 children that side, the husband go with the other 2. They have totally destroyed the entire nation, so to say, and it really pains us all, especially the taxi drivers. Remember that it's not only that it really robs us of our own dignity and the economic chances or opportunities, but also remember that Some of these people were the people that made us to be the breadwinners that we were. If somebody is employed, is using our services, it makes our lives a bit easier and a bit better. Yeah. Now we are even struggling because of just 2-3 people. Now we are struggling, the entire country, of course, not only our industry, but the entire country, just because of 3 people, and it is totally disappointing. And to hear even the names that are being mentioned there is really, it's really disappointing. It's disappointing.
A bit of introspection, Werner. Taxi drivers are not exactly holy themselves. There are a lot of issues that if you ask a common commuter, an average commuter, their experiences day by day with taxi drivers, a lot of issues. For long distance transport, for example, you find people are charged more than what is prescribed in law. That is now if you are driving from here to Oshagati or Ludres or whatever. And then the taxi drivers themselves, the manners, the way they drive, the cleanliness of their taxis, so many issues. What kind of education and guidance do you give to your members?
Yeah, that is a very good question. It is very welcoming. I always like such type of questions so that we can put the record straight. We accept all those. I accept everything on behalf of my members. However, I would like to say here that today, I think from here on end, there must not be any misunderstanding. You see, the taxi drivers, many people think that all the taxi drivers are illiterate and somehow ignorant or whatnot. Yes. They are very, very clever, very smart, very intelligent taxi drivers here that are even more intelligent than Januarie himself. He's just a spokesperson, but they are brilliant guys out there. Now, you'll find Januarie coming to a taxi driver telling him, man, my brother, the way that you are conducting yourself is not proper. Can you please change how you are conducting your business? Then this smart guy will ask Januarie, according to which regulation? Please point me to the section that says I should not do this. Then what would Januarie do? I have been reiterating this in the media. The industry here as we speak right now, on paper, by law does not exist. By law, there's not even a single taxi that is legal. If we were having money now and take government to court, you would not even see a single taxi driving tomorrow because all the taxis will be suspended. These people are using a totally illegal law, which they have acknowledged themselves in the parliamentary report of April 2014. And again, they have in their policy, white paper policy of 2015, admitted so much. In the transport policy of 2018, they have admitted it again that the industry is non-existent at all. It's non-existent. Only that in this country, I don't know, I'm also disappointed in all these lawyers. I know that especially some media houses, they would be disappointed in Januarie. I have been always threatening with legal action, but never came to it. We have visited more than 6 lawyers. Lawyers are shying away from this issue. I don't know, they get benefits from government. Or I don't really know what's happening here. But now this current case has really presented a great opportunity for us to bring up this issue because one of the reasons is I criticize. Now I must show to court those criticisms, are they justified criticism or may just randomly, just for the sake of it? So I hope the judges will be able to, okay, of course, without going deep into the merit of it, I just wanted to highlight a bit there. Indeed.
I think the final question or second last is really about, there was the issue of 7-seaters, lengthy statements issued by the likes of Minister Mutorwa that they were unlawful. Of course, there was some short relief to say they may continue to operate. What is the issue first and foremost with 7-seaters, and what is the status with the operations?
One of the things really, I think the gentleman will be very disappointed in me for saying this. But Minister Mutorwa does not have a backbone. He's a really weak guy. He's somebody that I would have wanted to, if God can allow him to have become president after this current administration, I would have loved to. But this guy lacks total backbone. How can you trample over your own statements? The one day you are saying these people are totally illegal, tomorrow you are allowing. But look here, it's exactly what I'm saying here. If the 7-seater happened, that is the advice I have given them 2 years ago. If the minister just happened to touch those 7-seaters, they can bring up that legal challenge and say that anyway the entire industry is non-existent anyway. Why are you harassing us while the entire... So that is what they're actually afraid of. But they don't also want to speed up the process of enacting the new law. I can now tell you the public passenger road transport bill is currently in cabinet, has been approved in principle by the entire cabinet, has been certified by the Attorney General. So we wait when Parliament opens. Are they going to make the move to legislate or what not? But I can guarantee you right now, whatever is happening here, it's happening just as it's supposed to happen, because there's no regulation, there's no legislation to regulate the industry. As I will repeat it here. They have admitted it in all their documents. The transport policy, the white paper on transport policy, even in the parliamentary report of 2014, they have admitted that this industry is non-existent. Now, would you say that Januarie is now deliberated by criticizing government? But at the same time, they are using a law which is non-existent to harass my members, giving them 4,000 fine. I don't know if these people are normal or war. You just said it that these are the lowest paid people. Then you find a person, just one incident, not even a life-threatening, 4,000. I don't know how normal these people are.
Indeed. The last question then becomes, I'm sure you've been following the promises by the Siege of Windhoek under the current coalition leadership, announcing some possible reliefs for taxi drivers, that first offenders may be subjected to community work and stuff like that. How is that news received or accepted within your space that you operate in?
No, that news initially, it was totally welcome. And we really appreciated that before even such thing were announced, those that were making the promises got into contact with us directly. And they even made us to make a statement supporting their campaigns and supporting their statement. And so we did brilliantly so, even if it was not widely covered by the media, but at least one or two medias covered it so perfectly well that anybody could understand what Januarie is saying, how we should support this, our colleagues. But however, the disappointing part is this. Now there came additional issues of suspending of licenses, an issue which was not there initially. And that issue will really make us lock horns, whether we want or not. I advise, this is the third time through the media I'm saying even our good mayor, I'm advising our good mayor to leave some of these things. Because as a union, we are not going to stand by and let our people being harassed, because you look here, this is the bread and butter issue. These people sustain their families through taxi driving. Before, even if this issue was addressed 2015, there were people like Chief Kanime who wanted to force this issue. Union was there to block the issue. Ndaitunga was there, wanted to force that suspension of license. We blocked the issue. I don't know what the mayor, maybe they wanted the mayor to, so that we can twist with the mayor or what kind of advice they have given him. But the union will not allow such. But the rest are totally welcome for the fines to be scrapped off, and for those to get community service. I said even what the mayor is doing is totally brilliant, because normally if you go to criminal court, if you have to get community service, you don't get community service below 120 hours, you get 120 hours above. But now the mayor is just offering 6 hours community service, of course, which is more than reasonable, something that made us really exciting. But the other issues, please, he must really
slow it down.
No, because the union is there, and we are pushing for the regulations there. Because look here, when we talk about suspension, Kanime was talking about demerit points. We were telling Kanime straight, and Ndaitunga, we told them straight, while you are bringing those demerit point systems, we don't have taxi ranks. Now, versus the taxi ranks we are demanding in the regulation, where does your demerit fits in here? That is 1. 2, the only person that can negotiate on behalf of employees is a trade union when we go to labor law. And those are conditions of employment you are imposing. Not even a state policy or a municipal policy can impose condition of employment on any employee. And this is our members. These are employed people. And we are the ones to negotiate whatever anybody want to introduce here. And we are not going to stand idle, people coming with their own policies and just ignoring them. That is a joke. It must be a joke.
I'll paint for you a quick hypothetical picture.
Please do.
2021.
Yes.
Werner Januarie has dragged government to court. He's suing government 74 million for assault. For some crazy reason, the judge rules in favor of Mr. Januarie. Not a single cent has been deducted from what he has sued for. 74 million is there for you. Where do you start?
The one thing, number one, you actually push me in a corner to mention one thing that everybody is overlooking. While we are talking about, I said recently, I am a social justice activist, number one. Now we talked about corruption. And normally we say corruption, fish start to rot from the head. There's one thing in this country that we are overlooking, I don't know why. And this can help us to start addressing corruption in this country. Number one, we have 4 Presidential Commission of Inquiries, which has never been made public. Why are we afraid of? Are all the business people in Namibia corrupt that nobody wants to challenge and see what really happened? With the JIPF, Social Security, and all the other matters, that is the number one bus stop. All these commissions, they must be made public for us to see what went wrong. We see even people giving false statements to say, no, I owe nobody, nothing, blah, 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 but their names, they are there. One other thing, I even saw 1 or 2 judges' names in one of these things here. We want to see these judges, how really compromised they are. And these are the very same people that are punishing us in court for stealing, theft, corruption, and whatnot. We want to get to the bottom of this thing. Number 2, of course, my industry will get an amount. The union and the industry will get a cut from those funds to start fighting. Now imagine a January without resources, how we have been fighting. Now just turn around the picture with all those resources. People will not sleep. They will not sleep at all. So those are my 2 priorities. The others, I guess, is common. The others are family obligations, it's a father, it's a, all these other issues.
Indeed.
But corruption, Presidential Commission of Inquiries, they must be opened up. 2, my industry.
Indeed.
Yes.
Mr. Januarie.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That's it.
That's Werner Januarie, is the president of the Namibia Transport and Taxi Union, talking to us, of course, about his lawsuit against government and other issues that are making headlines lately in the press. Thank you for watching.